Hey there, how's it going? Oh, it's a little hot in here. What a long week, but it's a long weekend, so I got that to look forward to. I got this set up right now. I want to start with overhead presses. How are you tonight? Yeah, yeah, I was bored, so I did my chores. Now I'm gonna work out, and then I'll go back to being bored. All right, make this thing is gonna fall down on me. Actually, after my stream, I feel like I want to read, so I'll probably grab a book and just go to town for like, well, I'll sleep and I'll wake up and I'll start and keep reading. Whoops. I uh, I have a new toy that I haven't set up yet. Well, it's not hard. Um, I have to warm up my wrist first when I do that. Otherwise, I can bugger up my wrist. I've done it before. But there's different variations, right? Like you can do a straight handstand push-up with your feet against the wall, or you could keep bringing your arms farther and farther away from the wall until you're almost at like a 45-degree angle if you want. There's a lot of different variations you can do. I got a new toy. This is my new pull-up rack. Oh, that's what it's going to look like right here. I'll be moving at the end of the month, and I can't do pull-ups on any of the doors where I'm moving to. But once I have the thing set up, I'll be able to do muscle ups on stream where you do pull up, you come on top of the bar, and then you push. Um, which one's harder? It varies. When you're doing a handstand, it's it's just like an overhead press, and it taxes your shoulders in a different way than it does when you're doing a push-up. Like when you're doing a push-up, and then when you start inclining, it starts coming more and more to the shoulders until it becomes like this. I'm starting with 75 pounds. Hey there. Give me 1 second. I can't see who that is, but it's probably Echelon, I believe. Nope. How's it going? Oh, it's going good. This week made me very tired, but now I have a long weekend. But my province put out special restrictions just for this weekend, and they're essentially saying we're in full lockdown, but we really don't want people congregating together this weekend. Oh, yeah, I was training to do the splits not too long ago, but then I stepped in a hole at work, and when I fell and my hip went out this way, and I hurt my SI joint and my hip socket. So I stopped training. So it's been like a month and a half at least since I tried doing the splits. And when I tried it last time, my hip flexors are very tight. Like it wasn't painful, it just wasn't moving. So I'd get to one spot and I'd just be sitting there thinking, huh, that's some regression right there. Yeah, I lived. When I hurt myself, I actually thought I hurt my groin, but I went to physiotherapy and they're like, no, it's not your groin, it's actually your hip and your SI joint. So today, I mostly just want to do overhead presses. I want to do bench press, and I want to do some band work, and I might do some dips, but I want to do the lat pull overs. I was meaning to do them Wednesday, but in the end, I figured I'd rather stretch and unwind. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I tore my glute in 2018, and it was only until 2020 that I could actually start to deadlift again. And it wasn't until I could feel the scar tissue in there. I could actually feel when I was stretching my hips out, I could feel the scar tissue pulling in my glute. So I spent a lot of time breaking down that scar tissue over a couple months. And then ever since, like, I broke down the scar tissue and I don't have any lingering issues anymore. But that was 2 years, and not just 2 years of sitting there hoping it's going to go away, but 2 years doing physiotherapy, doing everything I could to get my function back. Echelon, hey, how's it going? This was also a workplace injury. Actually, no. I herniated my disc as a workplace injury, and I had to crawl 15 kilometers out of a swamp. And then the next day, I tore my glute getting up off the toilet. So it wasn't anything, like literally, I was on the toilet, I got up, rip, and I got stuck in like a half standing, half squatting position. Like I was stuck like this for hours, like at least an hour. I was stuck like this. I couldn't move. And so I finally got, and my phone was on my bed. I finally got to my bed, by scrunching my toes on the floor like this to get to my bed. And then I got my phone, and I didn't know that I could be in so much pain and still tolerate it. Like, it was just blind fire. And I managed to get on my bed. I hold my phone to my chest, thinking, if I can't tolerate this pain anymore, I'm gonna call an ambulance and get them to bust my door down to take me to the hospital. The only reason I didn't call them is because I didn't want to get my door busted down. I'm an engineer, and I do a fair amount of work on Indian reserves, and like these are communities where the only way in, some of them, you have to fly in like a one passenger plane, and often things don't ever go the way it should. So I had all the people and all the equipment set up to help me to do the work when I was out there, but then everything fell apart. The people just disappeared, and I was stuck. It cost about like $30,000 to get me out there, and I only had one shot to be out there, so I had to make it work. I got everything we needed, but I broke my body. And meanwhile, I was out there. I could have been eaten by some bears. It depends where you go. It's typically not that hard to get running water. It comes down to water quality, right? Like you can dig a well and get water. The house I grew up in a 100-year-old house where we had well water, and it was very irony. And like my mother and my sister wouldn't even shower in it because there was too much iron in the water. I'm gonna increase the weight after the set. I got the fan on my feet right now. It's not doing me a lot of good. At least my feet are cool. But I've got a lot of stories from work. I remember I went up to this reserve as with my coworker who's from China. Him and I graduated university together. He started working at the company a year before I did, and this was his project. So I was coming on as his helper. And we went up to this reserve, and the first thing I showed up, and there's a big Rottweiler that was just absolutely going crazy. It was attached to a chain on a post. It broke its chain and started charging at us. And I'm thinking like, okay, is he happy or is he trying to eat me? And then in the end, like he jumped at me. I stuck my knee out. He bounced his head off my knee, and then just got right back up and was all happy trying to jump on me. It's like, okay, so he's not trying to eat me, but big dog, very strong dog, and they had a lot of horses that were just wandering around. Like the horses had free range, and the horses were following us around as we did our work. And my coworker, who's Chinese, he wanted to go in the bush to pee in private, and the horse was following him. So I was watching him run away from the horse, and the horse was galloping after him. It was like this way, that way, this. And the horse I was just laughing. It was the funniest thing ever. Oh yeah, that dog was good. He was not all there in the head, but he was happy. He just, unfortunately, you go to a lot of those communities, and there's a lot of wild dogs, or rather, people will have their dogs, but they leave them to their own devices, and they don't feed them properly. And so, I almost got eaten by a pack of dogs once. Like they wanted to eat me, and I went out to, and it was hard seeing these dogs because like you got dogs that are missing legs, dogs that are missing eyes, they're like you can tell they've been in a fight, they're all scarred, and they're basically wild dogs, but they're fed by the people, or they've been neglected and abandoned. And while I was out there, it was the middle of winter. It was minus 40 degrees. And while I was like, I had my presents, and I was like, I was supposed to be here, and so they left me alone. But then at the end of the job, what I had to do is I had to take pictures of the site, and the site was really just a section of community of houses. And what they did is they built all their houses, their modular homes. They put them at the bottom of a valley, and then they were having lots of problems with drainage because all the water is pooling in there, and there's nowhere to go except for like around their foundation of the houses. It was just a very poor decision making. But I had to take pictures, and it's minus 40 out, so I have my camera and I'm holding it to my chest inside my clothing, and I'm walking around like hunching, right? So I take my picture, put it in here, I start keeping it warm as I walk, and as soon as I started skulking around, it got very quiet, right? The dogs are always yapping the whole time. Also got very quiet. And I turn around, and I got like 30, 40 dogs right behind, and one dog was actually snapping at my ankle, right? So like the one dog was actually attacking, like he was just getting ready to attack, and they were all ready to jump me. And so suddenly I'm like fighting off a bunch of dogs with a stick, and then my coworker, who's my boss's son, who was my helper, comes running around like, what'd you do? I'm like, I didn't do anything. They're trying to eat me. All right, I'm gonna add some weight. Oh, I don't want to do a ton of overhead presses today. So I'm just gonna add I'm just gonna go to 125 pounds, and I'm not gonna do anything in between. Yeah, I used to have a really good setup with my boss's son. Um, Him and I, we would drive like 10 hours up north, spend a week doing like really hard work, and and then come back, and him and I would do this regularly. And the setup we had, he would drive the 12 hours to wherever we went to. I would work like I would do the dogs work, like I would do the heavy lifting while we were on site, and I would give 100% of everything I had to the point where and then he'd just drive me home. So he'd drive me there. I'd sleep the whole way there. I rest the whole way there. I get up. He's like, okay, we're here. I jump. I get up. I just attack, get the job done, and until I was ready to collapse, and he'd drive me home. And I don't like that system, as opposed to okay, now you drive. Now I'll drive. Now you drive. Now I'll drive. This song's got a good. This is one of those songs where you Actually, I have no idea who sings this. It's almost got like a Backstreet vibe to it. Thank you. I will never be able to live my life without music from now on. It's just become a part of me. And I don't even think I'm that good at dancing when it comes to just like moving around. But when it comes to leading somebody in a connection, in a partnership, I'm very good at leading somebody through getting them through whatever I want to with the song, because that's where I spend most of my time. All right, next set. I gotta move my fan up. It's been on my feet this whole time. MVP of the stream right here. Nah, doesn't quite do it for me. You didn't see it, but I was like stepping over the cord there as I turned. Oh, I got. Oh, you're off? Well, thanks for coming by. I got plenty of stories. I just forget most of them until something reminds me. It's like, oh yeah, just go off on this tangent here. A lot of my stories used to like really bother me growing up, but as I've gotten over them, they become things I can talk about freely. Where's my band? There it is. Yeah. I don't know how I'm going to be setting up my workouts at my new place. Um, First thing that's going to happen is I'm just going to have to move everything I have in there, and and I might have take like there's two bedrooms. I might take one as a workout station. The problem is I don't know if it's actually big enough. It probably is, but if I want to do deadlifts, I have to be at least this far away for you to see the weight on the ground and see the top of my head. So that's a little bit far away, but I in one room I could probably sort it out. All right. This is the slow song. I need more fast music. Yeah, it's really when you cross, like you can even see it in my chest. As soon as I start to cross my hands, I get a little bit more of a squeeze, right? So as soon as I start to cross my hands, that's where you get the. Oh, yeah. So my stream Wednesday, I rated somebody, right? A while back, I was taking pole dancing lessons, like not actually my lessons weren't actually how to dance on a pole. It was actually like it was all doing the moves. That's as far as I took it, and it's really hard, and it takes a lot of dedication to your craft. And I have a lot of respect for people who do pole dancing acrobatics. And like there's a lot that goes into it. You got to upkeep your body. Like they're often managing what weight they're at and their flexibility. And there's one streamer that I caught lately who she's really good at pole dancing. She's like 90% of her streams are stretching streams and foam rolling, and there's some advice she's given on her stream that I was sort of taking to heart in my stretching. I gotta turn my music down. It's and so I'm like, oh, well, I'll send her the viewers right, and then the first thing that she says when when I sent the raid, she says like, oh, thanks for the raid. What's my stream about? Like what do I do? And she says, I suck a lot of and I was a little bit like stunned. I was like, what? I just was saying in chat how she's not like the stereotypical person you think about, and then what is she? And then the first thing that she says, I'm just like, ah. And then I forgot to end my stream after, and I was saved by one of my viewers who was just like, hey, I don't know if this is an accident or not, but you're still on your stream. So I'm sitting there probably like picking my nose on but I was a little bit embarrassed about that. But I was thankful that I was given the heads up, because it was only a matter of time before I stripped down my underwear on the camera, and that would have been bad. Oh. Okay. I think I'm gonna do one more of those. I'll have to go back and look. I'm trying not to do this. I'm trying not to turn into more straight push by arcing back. I'm trying to just get enough to get my head out of the way. And I'm also trying to do this like relatively strict, so I'm not thrusting, but I think for the next set, if once I start getting close to failure, I actually don't mind. Like I'll do a couple strict, and if I need to, I can get a little bit of momentum. Yeah, I got Sirius XM radio in my car, and I haven't changed that radio station in years. But what'll happen is every month or so, I'll drive somebody somewhere, and they'll change my radio station, and that becomes a song that I listen to. And back when the world was still running, I would drive I would drive multiple people everywhere to like there's a dance event, grab like 3 people, and I have 3 people to dance with. And they would always be playing with my radio station, and so I never had to change it because like every week they'd be changing multiple times to something different. And the last thing that's got changed to is disco. So I've been listening to a lot of disco while I've been driving. Right, you get they do the finger points. And that song was very disco-y. I'm really bad with lyrics and with names of songs and with artists. Like this song, I've listened to I've danced to it 1,000 times, and it's "Hold On, We're Going Home" by Drake. I never knew that. This is a good song to dance West Coast to. I absolutely cannot wait until I can go partner dance again. Like even when it's safe to do so, I imagine it's going to be a little while longer until people actually really start going out. All right, next set. Momentum. Oh. All right. I'm gonna make some room. Get this. I think I'm gonna go straight to bench press. But I gotta unearth my rack here. Whoops. All right. Finally got to it here. Get it in frame. How's that? So this thing is very sketchy, and I hate it, but it's what I got. Actually, I don't know why I just don't use my squat rack. I think my squat rack would actually be safer. But I've never actually experimented with it before, so no. Okay, this will be the last time I use this for a while. I'm gonna use this now, and then next time I'm going to try and use my travel bench with my squat rack. But for now, oh, this isn't gonna work. A little bit too awkward. And I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna warm up my testicles. I'm gonna take this thing and do a set of lighter weight first. Actually, yeah, whatever. I'm gonna do one lift, and then I'm gonna put 50s on instead, and I'll work off that. I'm not gonna bother putting my safeties on. This setup is very sketchy. The rack is right where my hands want to go when I push, so I have to go narrow, push it up, shimmy my hands where they want to go, do my set, save enough gas in the tank to shimmy my hands back to re-rack it. Otherwise, I'll like catch my hands and it's all right. All right. I'm gonna put some 50s on there. I also gotta be very careful that this thing doesn't tip over. I've done that before. It wasn't very pleasant. All right, so I'm gonna take this weight here. If you guys just got my butt on cam, I can shake. So this is still a warm-up set here, but all right, so I'm gonna do this set, then I'm gonna add 70 pounds, and then just keep going. Feels like I'm doing a science experiment here, just getting this all set up. Jeez, I'm hot. I turn my. That's better. I angle the camera up, or I angle the fan up. Yeah, I'm back. Right now, I have my song just elevator music somehow. It doesn't really. It's like ambient noise almost. It's doesn't really move me too much though. Let's add some weight. Once I have some weight already on here, I don't have to worry about the thing tipping so much anymore, which is nice. But I just gotta remember not to forget. So this is 195 pounds now, I think. Yeah. So 195 pounds is what I'm going to. I will never max out on this thing. It's just not safe. But I can. No, I'd probably break my bar when I have to get it up and then hobble it. For all I need is my bar to snap and do this. Plus, if I did it, I still have to re-rack it, and that's the hardest part. Is I can't go quite to failure, or the waist is gonna get stuck on me. I'm missing a. Also, howdy. How's it going tonight? I just finished my overhead presses. Now I'm going to do bench. Then after this, I'm going to do cable work where I just focus on chest activation. So I'm going to focus on the outside of the chest. I'm going to focus on the inner chest. And then I'll probably grab some dumbbell. Actually, I might do it with cables or I might do it with dumbbell. After this, I'm going to focus on isolation. And then I might do some shoulders. And then I'm going to do lat pullovers. That's the plan. Well, I can actually change the height of this thing if I want to. But I've already taxed my shoulders quite a bit doing the overhead presses. So I can actually already feel that right now what's going to hold me back in my chest or in the bench is my shoulders are already fatigued. Yeah, I remember last time I streamed, I think it was Wednesday, and I got a raid by somebody, and to celebrate the raid, I brought my computer. I did a couple one-arm pull-ups each side, and then without stopping, I went straight into 25 pull-ups without stopping, and I did like a 2-hour workout and a 1-hour stretching video or 1-hour stretching stream that night. But that one set that took like 1 minute, that was the only thing I was sore from for that entire evening. And so like the next day I was actually like, oh, I can feel my lat there. Wow. I can feel my left bicep. I got a little bit of a I mean all the stuff I did before that, it was like, shrugged it off, but yeah, so I got lift, shimmy, shimmy. Whoa. that was sore hard on the wrist to re-rack it. So yeah, it's sketchy, but it's what I got. Um, Next time I'm going to try taking my bench and my squat rack. I'm sure I could do it. I just don't have it set up for that right now. And I'm going to have to play around to find out the heights on what's comfortable for me. Yeah, missed by 2 feet. All right, so I'm not going to do a ton of this. I might just do another 2 sets, maybe 3. I should be actually warming up my wrist while I take time between sets. Then my wrist will be happier with me afterwards. I've been finding new playlists on Spotify. Essentially, what I've been doing is I've been adding professional West Coast dancers as friends on on Spotify, and then just have been perusing their playlists. So it's all danceable for the most part. But there's songs I never heard about before. So this one here, it's called Slow, Hot, and Sweaty by JJ Grey and Morph Mofro. This song has like da 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 and then pause. Da da da. And what's funny is a song like this calls for a lot of body isolation. So like keep something still and have something else move, and then accentuate it afterwards. And for myself, I'm just doing what I feel music is asking for, but I'm not that polished. But if I have somebody in my hands, I can get them to do that and make them look better than I look doing it myself. I know how to manipulate someone's body the way I want to get the certain isolation exercises, but I've always been focusing on making them look good, and I'll follow along. But before I started streaming, I never had a mirror, or I never really could look at I could have taken a mirror and I could have practiced, but I'd rather practice the moves and practice learning new techniques than all the solo stuff. All right, another 30 seconds, I'll do my next set.
And one comment I've taken instructional videos where, or not, I've taken lessons for dancing where the focus is on isolation and doing it in a partnership and doing it by myself. And my biggest, what I found the hardest to do is, or rather, comment that I've gotten from several instructors is that I like moving too much at once. I like just moving my body, moving to the music, but sometimes less is more, and that's been something I've always been told I had to work on. And I understand it when I see it in other people, but you think I'd have more body awareness from all the lifting and the fitness I do, but sometimes even I think my fitness is a detriment to that, because when I'm lifting something, I like lifting heavy, and I get every part. If I feel it, I squeeze it, I move it. And when I spend all these hundreds and thousands of hours in the gym doing compound movements where I'm getting my core, I'm getting this, I'm getting that, I'm getting everything into the lift that's required, it's hard to take away like 75% of the things that have been involved and only focus on like this 25% and actuate this, like moves your shoulder without like keeping your without like keeping your core like a rock or something like that. I don't know. Let's lift. I'm gonna focus on squeezing my glutes when I'm. My hands are a little bit narrow still. Oh, fuck. Oh. Sketchy. That set, I didn't get my hands wide enough. I was almost there, but off by a hair. Thank you. Who is that? Julianne. How's it going? We're in full lockdown right now. Before we hit our third lockdown, my schedule is I would train at home from Monday to Friday or Monday to Thursday, and then I'd go to the gym and I lift heavy on the weekends. But it's the weekend, and yeah. Hey there. Thank you. Dr. Killer 1790216. How's that? I looked away. I think I still got the number right. Kilograms, not sure. I think it's 195 pounds. My setup's a little bit sketchy. I can never go to failure because I have to save enough in the tank to re-rack it. So 88.5 kilograms. Yeah. But I've had this guy forever. But the bars are right where my arms want to go when I push. So I gotta go narrow, shimmy back. For right now, for my nutrition, I'm just focusing on eating more high-filling, low-calorie foods. Whereas I'm still having, and the foods I'm more likely to measure are the more rich foods like brown rice. So if I'm going to have brown rice, I'm going to know exactly how many calories I have. Whereas if I'm having my green vegetables, I'll have like a bowl like this of green vegetables. And if I'm still hungry, I'll have a second. Throw in some meat in there for my protein. I typically have some meat with every meal. Actually, that's not true. I've switched on my diet to have more fun foods. Every morning I have French toast. I take my bread. I buy the lowest calorie bread I can get. That's the biggest volume. So it's almost like a little bit porous bread. And I will dunk it in egg. Like I'll have a big bowl of like 10 cups of egg whites. I'll soak my bread in there until it's 100% soaked. Stick it in the pan. Well, inside my bowl, I'll have egg whites, some cinnamon, and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And I'll just soak my bread, put my bread in the pan, take a spoon, keep dunking egg whites on the bread while it's in the pan until it can't soak up anymore. Then I'll take blueberries and stick blueberries on top, and then I'll fry it, flip it, and you get 2 of those and you're full, right? So I can eat 3, but 3 of them will fill me up. Egg whites are king for when it comes to high filling, low calorie foods. But mostly I cook all my meals. I cook in bulk. I've actually ran out of food tonight. Tonight my meal consisted of a potato and carrot base. So instead of rice, I had potatoes and carrots. And then on top of that, I had bok choy, and I had peppers, onions, and celery, all steamed together. And then on top of that, I had extra lean ground beef that I cooked 4 kilograms of it at once, and I put in a taco seasoning, and I put in a can of diced tomatoes in my ground beef. Like I cooked the ground beef, and then I strained out all as much fat as I could from it, even though it was extra lean. Strained all that stuff out, and then I put in a can of tomatoes, diced tomatoes. And the whole thing's like 60 calories for a cup for 2 cups. And then I just potatoes, vegetables, and I just piled on my meat on top. For calves, calves are all about ankle flexion, right? So back when the pandemic first hit, I went on a lot of walks, and I recommend going for like if you're just walking, you're gonna naturally get some calf activation in there. Not a ton, but what I would do is by my home there is a concrete curb with a light post right in front of it, and like the 6-inch concrete curbs are great for working your calves. Or you can go on the stairs where you just but I would be able to hold this light pole for support. And if I want more weight, I just go on one leg, right? Just focus one leg. But the calf has 2 parts. Like the calf works on ankle flexion, but there's 2 parts of the calf. One part of the calf is when your leg is straight. The other one is when your leg is bent. And it's a little bit harder to do it when you don't have access to machines. I got into dancing on a whim. I had graduated from university, and I was 24 years old, 145 pounds, and I started to lift weights. My first year, I went from 145 to like 180 pounds, 185 pounds in my first year. And I was taking cooking lessons. I was taking Taekwondo. I got myself ranked 7th in the province for badminton. I was just taking up a whole bunch of different pastimes. In my mind, I was trying to become a professional. I wanted to encompass everything that a professional in my mind was. And one of those was I want to learn how to dance. And in my mind, I thought like suit and tie and ballroom, very prim and proper, but I didn't know where to take any lessons for that. But when I was in university, I knew people who were in the university swing dance club. So I Googled this swing dancing club, and this was like a Saturday at 5 p.m. And they're like, oh, there's a free lesson from 7 to 8 p.m. and then a free dance from 8 till midnight. Oh, that's in 2 hours. I'll go. So I went, I took the lesson, and the rest is history. Yeah. And like, I do have some exercises for training your calves when your legs are bent if you don't have machines. The problem is the ones I know involve setup that I don't have, and it's a little bit difficult to really show. I'd recommend just looking up some YouTube videos for calf training exercises. When calves are very simple, it's just the problem is you need a lot of volume for a very small amount of gains, right? Most people, unless they have really good genetics, it's really hard to grow the calves. They're relatively small muscles compared to other parts of your body, and you constant work just to get them to pop just a little bit. This is my place until the end of the month. I'm moving. I take possession of the new place on the 27th. But I'm gonna get my water. I'm gonna collect my thoughts for a second. I'm gonna do my next set. All right, next set. My shoulders are fatigued. Oh, I'm surprised I haven't pinched my hands today. Normally I'll pinch my hands when I go to bring them back. All right. I think I'm going to put this weight away and I'm going to start doing my band work. I should do some more shoulders today, just get my rear delts as well. But I want to do my lat pull overs, and those are quite difficult to do. So I want to more or less catch my breath again, get my second wind. And now I gotta put away this weight without winning any Darwin awards. I gotta weight all over my feet. I'm gonna. I have some good band workouts for targeting various areas of the chest. All right. I wasn't sure if that was going to actually stay or not. All right. So I'm going to keep this around, but I'm going to have to move some things around. I get my squat rack out of the way. This is riveting content, I know. It's much easier at the gym where it's just, like for one, they don't have those threaded weights, and you just show up at whatever station you want to go to. All right. So I'm just laying this thing down so it doesn't move. All right. Snap. Posing isn't my forte. I barely even know the names of some of the things. How's that work, right? You get the elbows in. If I felt that I squeezed it. All right. Now my song's over. I'm going to find this stand right here. So the first thing I'm going to work on is the outer section of my chest. All right, so that's heavy enough. It's not going to move. And so I'm taking my hand across my body and it's a little bit far away. Oh, and really squeezing. Yeah, before I started streaming in January, I had never done any posing before. And which is funny because this, like you think, you spend all this time, like imagine your body's a race car and you spend all this time working on it. I mean, it makes sense to spend the time to learn how to show it off properly, but I just never really had interest. I don't even have, like I have very few pictures of myself. Even when I was at my most fittest. Like when I was at my most fittest, I don't have a single picture. Oh, all right. Let's go straight from that to rear delts. Yeah, if I had a choice, I would be a back with legs. I want like a big V with like monster thick legs, and I've had that before. But right now, I'm actually a little bit self-conscious about the size of my legs, just because I lost a lot of muscle there, and I never quite recovered it yet. And so I've started to build some strength in my legs, but they're not defined the way I like them. All right, what was I doing again? I did my rear delts. Let's go back to this thing. Oh yeah. That's all hard as a rock right there. I like spend a lot of time working on the smaller muscles in my back and shoulders. So even though I lost a bit of weight recently and I lost a bit of size, I still got rather developed muscles that just take a lot longer to grow. I'm looking forward to my pullovers. So I'll do another 2 sets of this. Actually, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna focus more on my shoulders after rather than splitting between sets. Ooh. Oh, okay. That's a good squeeze. You can you can see it activating. Now I'll grab my other band, which is right here, and I'm going to focus on the center of my chest. Ooh. My poor hands. I find it very easy to put a lot of volume into my chest with cables, not these bad, but actual cables. So I've never had a problem. Oh. So I've always found it very easy to grow my chest, just because I'm able to put a lot of volume in there without taxing myself so much. Yeah, just that little band work made me short of breath because I was squeezing. I was like, I'm squeezing as hard as I can every time I. All right. My camera doesn't like being moved around so much. It's starting to go a little bit out of focus. This would probably make a good thumbnail for my Twitch stream. Like, look at that. I got a nice, you can see my lap poking out there in the back. Yeah, like even with my current body fat percentage, I'm probably heavier than you think I am. Like I probably weigh more. And even right now, I'm at the lightest I've been in years because I usually train much heavier. But I'll still keep abs. Like, anyone here who I haven't told my weight to? How much do you think I weigh? Okay. Whew. I gotta focus on getting a vacuum. Yeah. I think I'm gonna do a set of dips, and then I'm gonna go straight to my shoulders, and then I'm gonna go to, and then I'm gonna go to my pull overs. Yeah, once you start crossing the arms, that's where you get the activation in the center of your chest. So like here you can see it in my body, right? You can sort of see when it starts to really activate, and then I squeeze a little bit more. Okay. Okay. And I'm gonna keep my band handy because I'm gonna do resistance dips. Yeah, I used to do a lot of dips where I'd have the weight around my waist, or I'd hold with my feet. Like I grab a dumbbell, hold it with my feet. I really like. Ouch. I can't get a good angle on this thing though. I'll move the camera back. How's that? I really like the bands. You can add resistance, but add increasing resistance as you go up. I should really invest in some chains. Right? So here, there's no bandwidth, and as I come up, like right now I'm using my legs, but there's more resistance. So let's take my legs out of the equation. All right. I'm going to save another set of that for later. I'm going to start doing some shoulder isolation. Oh, that's the wrong angle.
Excellent. Oh. Yeah, where I'm moving is actually, it's within driving distance of the gym, but it's actually quite a bit further. Right now, I live like uh, like a 2 minute drive to the gym, and now I'm gonna be moving to a 13-minute drive to the gym. But maybe time I moved on. I can't remember the last time I did shrugs. I should probably throw them in from time to time. Oh. What was I doing again? All right. Dips. And then how long have I been going? It's only been an hour and a half. Come on. Oh shit. That was too much resistance. Choking myself too.
Oh. All right. Ouch. I'm tripping. I got too much stuff around my feet. I caught my foot in a loop around this thing here. This is my yoga strap. All right, so shoulders, and then I'm gonna go to the pullovers after. I never know how much resistance to give myself, so I'm stepping on the band, and if it's not enough resistance, I'll just shift my weight a little bit closer to my hand. Okay. Not at the right angle. Okay. Oh, yeah. And if you're still here, thank you, Julianne and Dr. Killer for the follows. I realize it's been a while, but okay. All right. So I'm gonna start with my pullovers now. I'm gonna have to set up a heavy dumbbell, which I don't have set up right now. I think I'm gonna start with 25 plus 35. So 60 pounds plus 5. So I think I'm gonna start with 65 pounds and let's go. I'm gonna need this. I need my trowel bench. Ouch. I'm such a brute. I'm always. Yeah, if I leave stuff on my floor, I'm walking into it. When I walk like this. So this is my personal space bubble where if I'm walking down the hallway and something's within this bubble here, I'm gonna bump it with my arm. There was one time I ripped my door off the frame because it was partially open. I walked into it and there goes the door. All right, so I always like having a 25 pound on these because they have these holes that I can grab. Makes me feel a lot more secure, and I'm not going to drop the weight of my face or have to slide on my hands. So I'm just going to, like, honestly, my chest is still not fully recovered from the band work I did, but I'm going to give it a shot anyways. I'm just going to jump right into it. How's this for a camera angle? Not enough. If I'm all right. And the hard part is not sticking myself with these threaded ends. My back is itchy. Oh, one more. Okay, I was a bit more upset. My back is itchy. All right. So that was my warm-up set. Now I gotta decide what weight increments I want to get to. I was a little bit close to the wall there. I might just add on 35 pounds. Go from, actually no, I should add on 25 pounds. Go from, well actually how much am I at? I'm at 65 pounds. I can go to 90 pounds. And then again, then I'll go to 100 pounds. So that's what I'll do. I'll go 60 pounds, which I'm doing now. 65 pounds, which I'm doing now. Then I'll go to 90 pounds, and I'll go to 100 pounds. I can do that. I'll just add on an extra 20 pounds, and I'll take it off and put on a 35 instead. I don't know why, but I really like these exercises. Make me feel like a boss. Oh. I'm almost out of water too. So I'm gonna take my break. I like how my shoulder is popping out. All right, another 30 seconds and I'll get to it. All right. I want to check the camera angle. Why is my back itchy? So this is a 90 pound dumbbell. So itchy. So I think it's because mixture between this material. I'm not sweating that much, but I actually showered before I started work. I got home and I showered before I started working out, so my skin is still a little bit clammy, and I have the fan blowing on me at the same time. Oh, it's making my back itch when I'm doing those. Yeah, as chat is sort of winded down, I've been I've been finding myself becoming more and more mellow, more comfortable just to take whatever breaks I need and just groove with the music. Sometimes you don't need anything extravagant, just a little bit of pulse. Doesn't mean you're feeling the music any less. I miss live music. Every Sunday, I would go dance to live blues music, and the musicians would often tailor the music to the dancers. Where like live on like do more like solo type music stuff to give like with the episode on how's the dancer going to take this away, or they just continue the song for a little bit more because they can see that the dancers are right in the middle of the groove. My legs are falling asleep. Well, thank you everyone who's still here, sticking it out with me. And for the people who just dropped by and then had to take off. You guys make my home workouts a lot more enjoyable for me. It's just like I don't enjoy working out at home by myself like I used to. I'm just not motivated to do so, and I can do it, but it's not fun. Here, it's I'm having good workouts, having getting my social activities for the weekend, maybe even getting some therapy. Right? Like this is great. Who needs therapy? I can do anything I could in a therapist with you guys. Just get it all out, whatever I feel like talking about. And I'm sure what's funny is I'm sure there'd be people that would pay me to like if I set up my affiliate and I start getting subscribers and all that stuff, it'd be like, hey, you guys are paying me to be my therapist. Cracks me up. All right, next step. Actually, I was gonna add some weight. Let's do that. I'm gonna add another 10 pounds. Go to a 100-pound dumbbell. There. Perfect. Where'd my water go? I'm probably gonna do another 2 sets. All right. Oh. I got weights on my. Damn it. Damn it! I got a 25-pound plate around my feet. There we go. Oh, I don't know this anymore. Fun. I'll give myself a pat on the back. My very itchy back. So itchy. GGS55. If you're still here, thanks for the follow. I got distracted and I appreciate the follow. Hopefully I'll see you around in the future. Like I can feel right where it attaches. Oh,
I don't know what it actually would be right now. Probably only 315. I'm not able to safely try for a PR. And then even then, when I was at my strongest, I still never had anyone to spot me. So I would go like I would do like 315 for sets of 10. I think the most I've done was 350, and even then it didn't feel like a 1 rep max. I've never really tried to really go for like a max PR for bench. Yeah, I've never really attempted what my all out would be. My all out PR deadlift is 575 pounds. I've my weighted pull up I think is like 170 pounds added to my waist. Yeah. Yeah, when I was at my fittest, I would bench for hypertrophy, and I was getting stronger until I wasn't, but I never really. I remember being 225 pounds with an 8 pack, and I remember being 240 pounds before I cut to get an 8 pack, and I was a lot stronger than I am now. But that was also like 5 years ago. Where'd my water go? I'm out of water. But out of all my lifts, my bench press is actually the weakest. Um, Back when I was my fittest, I worked out alone, and I never. Who's Lee Ankle? There's a lot of people that are better than me in pretty much anything, right? Like I can pick the thing I'm the best at. There's gonna be somebody that's always better. Um, but I remember being at the gym, and for the most part, um, like the people I would hang out with, they were all bigger than me. And it was more like we'd stop and chat before and after. But then when we got to the gym, we were all just focused, get the workout done, and then chat after. I don't take SARMs. I haven't had any incentive to because I'm not competing for anything. What's going to be difficult is once I start getting a little bit older, I'm already like I'm turning 34 in 2 months, and once I get to like 45 or later, it's gonna be a decision I'm gonna have to make. But realistic, like when I first started training, I thought 30 was old. I thought when I hit 30, I'm gonna be too old to be in my best condition anymore. And then I just hit 30 and I just kept going. Oh hey, there's the ankle. Hi, the ankle. How's it going? I got a 100-pound dumbbell. I'm doing lat pullovers right now. I'm gonna do my next set, and then I'll get caught up with chat.
back is itchy. I'm also heavier than I look. 190 pounds right now, and this is the lightest. Normally I train over 200. Well, if you want to get bigger, you have to eat. You have to eat consistently for the weight that you want. And if you want to build muscle, you need hypertrophy and as much volume of it as you can get. And then you need to rest. Oh, yeah, I don't really care if you're joking with me or not. I can take it, but surprised you guys seem to know each other. I doubt that. Oh. I remember when I first started training, I thought steroids and performance enhancing drugs were really like underground and hard to get and all that stuff. But as soon as I started building muscle, like I get people come up to me in the washroom, ask me if I want to buy their drugs. It's like, no thanks, buddy. Or I'll be on a job site and some contractors. Well, I do a lot of calisthenics, and I'm proud of the calisthenics that I can do, because a lot of stuff I'm doing, it's stuff that's tailored for somebody who weighs 150 pounds, and at 190 pounds, it's a whole lot harder. But you get people that are 150 pounds that look bigger than I do because it's proportion, right? Proportion what gives you the size, like a big, like a wide back compared to a thin waist, as well as your height. What your height is depends on how much weight you can pack in on your frame. I'm 5'11". I'm gonna do one more set of the pull overs. But this is the first time somebody in a while has told me you're only 190 pounds. Normally I get people that don't believe I'm 190 pounds. They're like, oh, you're 160, 170 pounds at best. It's like, no, I'm 190. All right. I want to talk to bot lane gap here, so I'm going to make the other guys go away, just so I can answer your question without getting distracted. All right, so my advice on women, right? Treat them like people. And it's easier said than done. Like people can tell you, don't be insecure about this, because they'll pick up on it. But like that doesn't work that way, right? It's like for me, my preferred approach is to work on myself first and be the best person I can be, and just be able to get to a point where I'm happy living with myself without needing anybody else. And I understand there's urges, and I understand like wanting like a woman more than you care if you wake up the next morning, right? Like hormones are a bitch, but like with women, it for the most part, rather than what you look like, it comes down to how you make them feel. Um, and for bringing them back to your place, like it's got to start from somewhere, and it depends what you're after, right? If you're like okay, I'm fully open and honest. I'm just looking for hookups. You're gonna find other people who are fully honest, looking for hookups, and then it's just gonna be like you're gonna get rejected. Like you're gonna get rejected 9 times out of 10, but you'll find the one occasionally. Whereas for like relationships, it comes down to like how you meet each other, what type of chemistry you have, and then and then you're gonna have to have like as adults, we have to have our conversations with each other. But one advice I'd give is stay away from women who like if you're finding somebody who's fully open with hooking up with you, that's fine. Stay away from women who expect you to treat them poorly. That's going to negative like that's a whole can of worms. That's going to become your can of worms, and that's going to lead to a lot of spillover into your life, and it leads to nothing good. I hope that I should have went on a couple tangents there. I'm just gonna hide behind my hair in embarrassment here. Don't mind me. Yeah, I can tuck everything away when I want to, but for the most part, I dust my place every week. I vacuum my floors, I clean my floors, my kitchen's clean, my my bedroom's spotless. It's just right here in my living room. I have everything out when I'm streaming, and I have enough room to walk and my couch. But other than that, it's right now like my place is for me, and I've never had anyone be uncomfortable being here. I've had a lot of comments like, oh yeah, you're definitely you can tell you're a bachelor, or you can, or depending on like what time depending on like I've lived here for like 9 years now, right? So I've gone through different phases of my life, and but yeah, that one went like this, whoosh, right over my head. I got distracted by the other three. I had them throwing all this stuff at me, and I was just happy to have people to talk to for people talking to me at the start, but then when it seemed like somebody asked me a real question, I was like, yay, like let's take that and go with it. But man, that went right over my head. I've also got workout brain right now. Near the like it's been 2 and something hours that I've been lifting, and my brain's starting to the fatigue from my muscles is starting to hit my brain. All right, this is going to be one of my this is going to be one of my last sets here. All right, that's good. Jesus. somebody say something so I'm not looking at that for the every time I look at my computer. So I'm getting you guys are gonna make me blush here. Okay. Oh, all right. I got more messages. Yeah, yeah. This smiles on my face when I'm embarrassed. This is my whoosh, whoosh. Oh, I got no words. Yeah. I was just happy to have a what I thought was a real question, but no, I can pack things up. I have more space than it looks like. Like I tuck everything behind my couch if I want, and then I also have a blanket. I'll tuck everything behind my couch and just put a blanket over top of it all, and then I just have an empty living room and oh, this is a good picture right here. This is a good. I like that. Flex my out a bit. Well, that's a. I'm always getting my sides mixed up, right? Because here I expect it to be, well, the left and right on my camera is mixed up. So I want to like touch my back here when I go reach for this one. Oh, that's just why does your hand get thinner when you open your hand? It's elongating everything. Yeah, a lot of when you get the bodybuilders posing, they know how to go from one flex to another flex. So as they move, they're fluidly transitioning between flexes. So they're here and they are switching between what muscles they're flexing as they're moving their body. And it's pretty cool, but it takes like hundreds of hours of practice. Yeah. Well, I think that's been um I don't like giving out programs per se. I like to work with people hands-on before I give them programs. It's just then I can better tailor what's actually going to work for them. But there's a lot of good programs out there that will work depending on what you're aiming for. But push pull legs rest day, push pull legs rest day. That's a good program right there. And then just more compound lifts, but isolation has its place too. And like when I say push pull legs rest, push pull legs rest, you don't have to start with that. Don't train 6 days a week right out the gate. Work your way up there. It might take you a year of training consistently to get to 6 days a week, right? Not like 2 months and you're doing 6 days a week. I'm talking like a year of continually training hard before you get to a point at 6 days a week. And then if you're doing 6 days a week and you start to get sick more or you start to feel run down, like you're not there yet. All right, I'm happy to hear it. I'm gonna once again share the Twitch love here. This time I'll remember to turn my stream off after I I got some messages on Twitch. I'll check those in a bit once I've let's find somebody here on Twitch to raid. Look for somebody who it's all right. I'm not gonna send the raid just yet. Yeah. Thank you everybody for sticking out with me. It's good to see regulars in the chat. I'm not going anywhere. We're in full lockdown here. I'm not doing every workout, even though I'm working out at home every day now. I'm not doing every workout on stream. Sometimes stream just takes too much out of me, as well as I'll stream for 2 hours, 3 hours, and sometimes I just want to do a quick 45 minutes and give everything I have in 45 minutes and then crash. And that's a little bit harder to do when I'm streaming. But I appreciate everybody joining me on my journey to get a little bit stronger, get a little bit more fit every day or every week. And I've been seeing a lot. Like I started streaming in January. I've seen a lot of improvements since I started streaming on Twitch. And I got you guys to thank for that. Yeah, but realistically, you should invest in some calipers and then get the estimate of your body fat percentage, and then use that with the scale to have an understanding of how much actual mass of weight you either want to gain or lose. But yeah, you can send me a whisper of anything. I'll read them all. But once again, thank you. Do my flexing. Oh, that's not good. All right, I've had my fun. All right, bye everybody. Until next time.